Normally, when you are invited for a retreat or a day of recollection like today, the priest who is inviting you to a day of recollection or a retreat like today will normally give you a topic for discussion or a theme that you need to focus on. Now, Father Mbappe was very good at doing that. He gave me a theme 2 weeks ago. He said, Father, I need your help. If you are available, could you come and give a day of recollection to the daughters of St. Anne? And I want you to focus on this particular theme. And he explained a bit why he needed me to focus on that particular theme. Now, after Father has said that, he said we'll have 2 sessions. And then the first session will start from this time, and at that time, then we'll have this, and there'll be another session. And Father disappeared. He did not say anything. Even myself, I was okay. I was glad. Now, Father did not tell me something which is very important. Father, after 2 weeks, that is 2 days ago, Thursday evening, he sent me a message. He says to me, Father, I just wanted to remind you this Saturday about the day of recollection. I'm like, thank you, Father, thank you. He says, by the way, just note that there will be 300 plus daughters of St. Anne. I said, yo, Father, I'm scared. I'm scared because even at the seminary where I teach, we don't have so many seminarians. So many. So when you look at me, I am very scared right now. I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous, Now I am really honored this morning to be talking to you during this day of recollection. Today, it is not a retreat because normally a retreat will last few days. A day of recollection is just a time that we take up and we put it aside so that we can go deeper in our relationship with God. Alright? Which means, because we are here, we are already in a relationship with the Lord. But what we want to do today, during this day of recollection, is simply to deepen that which is already there. We want to deepen our relationship with God. The fact that you are a member of the daughters of St. Anne, even though Baba some are still over 50s old, they're still new, they're still coming, but years, the time is coming also for them to become full members of the daughters of St. Anne. Now, just because you have this relationship with God, it does not mean that you need to relax. No. You are not supposed to relax and take things for granted. You need to remember that every relationship needs to be deepened. It needs to be strengthened. Some of you, I'm not sure, but I think some of you are married, isn't it? Some of you are in relationships, isn't it? Just because you are in a relationship, it does not mean that you need to relax and say, you know what, I am in a relationship, I need to relax. No. Normally, before you enter into a relationship, you try by all means to look attractive to your partner, isn't it? Some of you put on the white mascara, and you put on the white the nails and whatever, just so that you look beautiful to your partner, so that you charm your partner. But some of you, once you are now married, once you are now in a relationship, you start to relax. And I don't have to work hard, because I have found the one that I've been searching for. I found the one that I like. And when you do that, let me tell you something. These days, unlike in the past, marriage life and relationships are like a game. But what is a papadi these days? That is why sometimes these marriages do not last long. They don't last that long. Now, relationships are like a game. You need to take them and look at them like a game. Now, when you are watching soccer, for example, Mamelodi Sundowns, when you are watching soccer, you need to remember that there are people who are in the field already playing, isn't it? Kicking the ball, making sure they run around and whatever. So other people are looking at them, they are vouching for them, they are singing for them, and they are playing in this. So even yourself, when you are in marriage, when you are in a relationship, you are like people who are in the soccer field playing. You are kicking the ball, and other people outside your marriage, outside your relationship, are looking at you. They are looking at you as you are playing. But remember, with every match, when there is a soccer match, there are also people who are called people on the bench. So these are the people who are busy doing what? They are warming themselves up, isn't it? Just that I'm wearing a dress today, I'll show you how they warm themselves up. Some are running right, some are running to the left, some are jumping around, some are doing some push-ups to make sure that they warm themselves up. So that when you are tired in the soccer field today, they do what? They get in to replace you. I think we're now cartel. Yeah, no, they'll come in to replace you in your marriage. So the same is true with our relationships and with our marriages. When you take your partner for granted, when you don't work hard anymore because you think you have your partner now, just remember there are people out there who are busy warming themselves up to take your partner. There are people out there who are doing push-ups to take your husband or your partner. They are there. And maybe some of you, because you are saying yes, so you know exactly what I'm talking about today. Now the same is true when it comes to our relationship with God. When we take our relationship with God for granted, when we do not dedicate time to be with the Lord, then it means other things, the things of the world, can take over. The things of the world, money, friends, celebrations, parties, alcohol, and many other things, they can replace our relationship with God. We'll end up putting other things before God, putting other people before the sodality. You'll end up thinking that the stock fell or the baby shower is more important than attending a prayer day with the sodality. This is you taking God, taking the sodality for granted. So a day of recollection like today helps us to take our relationship, not to take our relationship for granted. It is a chance for us to come back to God, to focus on our relationship with God, because this is what God wants from us. To have a relationship with Him that is deep and that is also strengthened. So, a sure way to spend time with someone that you love is a sure way to deepen that relationship with a person. So even with God today, we are here to spend this time with Him, to deepen our relationship with Him. That is what a day of recollection is and is all about. So the theme of this day of recollection for us is living a focused life. Living a life that is focused. So, when I who suffer from something called ADD, let's try ADD, Attention Deficit Disorder. Originally they call it ADHD. Again, no idea, ADHD. Individual Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. Now, for those who don't know what that is, let me show you what it is. It is like you will be busy doing something. You'll be busy doing something, maybe in your bed there, I don't know. You'll be checking something. As you are checking something, you remember, but no, man, I need to boil water. So you leave this thing that you are busy doing, you go to turn the kettle on. I get it. Once I'm on your way to turn the kettle on, you remember, man, I forgot to sweep the floor. And then to go and turn on the kettle on, you are going now to sweep the floor. You are going to look for the broom. On your way, you remember, no, man, I forgot to check something on my cell phone. Then you leave the room, you're going to check the cell phone. On your way to check your cell phone, you still remember something else. So at the end of the day, because you are not focused on one thing, you end up doing nothing. Some of us are busy with things that are not important. You will be busy with all other things that are not important. So today, because we are dealing with a day of recollection, we are dealing with our spiritual life, we are reminded that sometimes we don't know how to focus on things that are important in our life as Christians. What is important for us as members of the sonality? So I trust and believe that you have your Bibles with you. Yes, I want us to turn and page our Bibles to the Gospel of Luke. Gospel of Luke chapter 19 verses 1 to 10. It speaks about the story of Zacchaeus. Luke chapter 19 verses 1 to 10. If you have it, I would like to read it. Then Jesus entered and passed through Jericho. Now behold, there was a man named Zacchaeus, who was a chief tax collector. And note this, he was rich. And he sought to see who Jesus was, but could not because of the crowd, for he was of short stature. So he ran ahead and climbed up into a sycamore tree to see him, for he was going to pass that way. And when Jesus came to that place, he looked up and saw him, and said to him, Zacchaeus, make haste and come down, for today I must stay at your house. He made haste and came down and received him joyfully. But when they saw it, they all complained, saying, he has gone to be a guest with a man who is a sinner. Then Zacchaeus stood and said to the Lord, look, Lord, I give half of my goods to the poor. And if I have taken anything from anyone by false accusation, I restore fourfold. And Jesus said to him, today salvation has come to this house, because he also is a son of Abraham. For the Son of Man has come to seek and to save that which was lost. The word of the Lord. Zacchaeus, as we hear from this Gospel of Luke, was a chief tax collector for Rome. Now Rome at the time was oppressing the Jewish people. Now Zacchaeus was a member of the tribe of the Jews. He was a Jewish person as well. However, this man, who was also a Jew, was working for this government of Rome as a chief tax collector. In other words, he was a leader of all the tax collectors, both Matthew and many other people who were referred to as public sinners, who were tax collectors. Now imagine, during the time of apartheid era, during the so that you have a picture of the kind of job that Zacchaeus was doing and why people did not like him. Why? So that you understand why. Zacchaeus is like during the time of apartheid era. I know I was not there, I was still young myself, I was very young. But during the time of apartheid era, obviously there was apartheid government which was oppressing the black people. Black people were oppressed by this government of apartheid. Now imagine one of black people working as a spy, working for that apartheid government. Imagine that person by us, we will look at that person as a traitor. But how can you do this to us? Because you are like us, but you are helping the enemy to oppress us. Why are you like that? So this is how Zacchaeus was looked like, or looked how by the people. People looked at him as a traitor. How can he work for the very same government which was not good for the people? People do not like Zacchaeus also because Zacchaeus, as a tax collector, would also charge people extra. You know, these days people are doing their tax returns, isn't it? You go to SARS and you have to pay your dues and whatever. You know it better, you know. So I don't know myself, but you are paying. Imagine when you get there, instead of being charged what is due according to what you get and everything, they charge you more. Obviously you'll get angry, like these people are not fair. Why are they like? So this is what Zacchaeus was doing. He would charge people extra more than what was due. Now people did not like him at all because he was a traitor and because he was also charging people extra. So Zacchaeus heard about this man called Jesus that everybody was talking about. He also wanted to see him and make conclusions about him. He wanted to see this Jesus that other people are talking about. His desire to want to know Jesus made Zacchaeus to overcome all the difficulties, because it is said that he was a short man and also people did not like him. That is why they were maybe blocking his way so that he could not see Jesus. So what did he do? He ran ahead, climbed a tree just so that he can see this man called Jesus. Now this story of Zacchaeus is a perfect example for us to teach us to focus on what is important for us as daughters of St. Anne. This man, Zacchaeus, after meeting Jesus, his life was never the same. He started living a focused life, because we are told that he said, after the Lord came to his house, he said, Lord, if there is anyone that I've robbed in my life, money-wise or otherwise, I will pay them fourfold what I stole. So this life of Zacchaeus was never the same. He was a changed man. This man, after meeting Jesus, his life changed. He stopped collecting money for himself and for the Roman government, but he started now living his life for others. Your life, after becoming a member of Daughters of St. Anne, must not remain the same. Never. It should not remain the same. Alright? There are certain things that you must stop doing. There are certain things that, even drinking too much savannah, these are some of the things that you need to slow down, just because you are a member of this totality. Leahan, I see. I was attending an ordination somewhere, I won't mention the place. Now, you know, after an ordination, there is something called an after party, those who have attended ordinations. Now, we went to this place and the ordination went well, and then we were told that the after party or the bride, where we are going to have the bride, is in another place, in another town. So we had to drive about 40 km from the place of the ordination to this place where they do bride. So we went with another priest. As we were driving, we got lost. We got to the town, but we could not find exactly where this bride was taking place. So we're in the town, we're surrounding and trying to call the brothers who are already in that bride area to give us some direction so that we don't get lost more. Now while we were lost, we saw something that shocked us. We saw two members of a sodality going in a bottle store. Now going to a bottle store as a member, it's not a problem, right? I'm sure you do it. You do it, right? You do it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. You go buy 2 or 3 batang and stuff, you know, you do. It's not a problem. What was a challenge about these two members of the sodality that I will not name as well? They entered this bottle store with their uniform on. The only thing that they took off was this thing that you put on top, you know. It's a figure. Is this a figure? That is the only thing that. But if you are a Catholic, you know. You can see, but this is male so and so off. You can tell. Now there are certain things that you need to. Don't stop completely, yes, but you need to tone down because you are a member of this particular sodality. All right? There are certain people that you need to stop seeing because you are a member of this sodality. There are especially people who do not want you to deepen your relationship with God. Let me explain what sort of people are these who don't want you to deepen your relationship with God. These are the people when they know very well that you are a Catholic. They know very well. But what do? They start to invite you on the days when they know very well that you need to be in church. They know, but they invite you, come. We have a Papa team, come. On a Sunday, they invite you on that day to come and celebrate with them. When they know that you need to be at Mass, because you are a member of the church, you are a member of the society. These are the people who don't want you to celebrate or to deepen. Zacchaeus was a chief tax collector, and we are told that he was rich. Now, because he was rich, this man was different from other people. This means he could be what you call dismissive about his religion. He did not care about what people say about him because he had money. Now, you see, sometimes the reason you don't win lotto. I know some of you every weekend, or I don't know every day, I don't know when you play lotto. But some of you don't win lotto because God knows. God knows that once you get money, we are not going to see you at church. We are going to forget about you in the sodality. Once you get money, people will tell you that myself, I will never change. Don't worry, I will remain the same. Give them money, you will see that everybody can change. There are some people that we know who are also Catholics, but because of the jobs that they got, they stopped coming to church. They felt that, you know what, this Catholic church is not my church anymore. Because I'm working this job now. I'm earning this much now. I need to be with those people who are high, who are up there. You know, because my mind does not allow me to mix with these people. Zacchaeus was someone who had money, and because he was rich, he was far away from God, and he was far away from other people. He did not even care whether people liked him or not because he had money. Money is good, yes, all right? Money is good. I'm not saying money is bad. But the love of money, it is what will change your heart, is what will change your life. Sometimes it can change people from being good to being worse. There are some people who you know really, who used to be close to you today because they are working certain jobs. They are no longer close to you because you are poor. They are no longer your friends because you don't have money. Even some family members, you know them. If you don't take up your phone and check how they are doing, but they will never take up their phones and check how you are doing because you are poor. You have no money. That is why they will not check up on you. So since Zacchaeus was rich and he didn't care about other people, when he met Jesus, nobody expected what would happen to Zacchaeus. I'm sure even Zacchaeus himself did not know what would happen to him. When Jesus met Zacchaeus on a tree, he said, today, Zacchaeus towas more, because today salvation has come to your house. I am sure people were shocked that Jesus was going to stay and eat at the house of Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a sinner and a traitor. Zacchaeus was the one who wanted to see Jesus, isn't it? He was the one who ran ahead, climbed the tree so that he can see Jesus. But we are told that it is actually the Lord who saw him, who called him down and said, I want to be a visitor to your house today. When you became a member, or when you become a member of the Daughters of St., maybe you thought it is your choice to be here. Maybe you're like, I'm the one who's choosing because I'm interested. Maybe I like the way they dress. Maybe I like the way they dance because they are dancer. You can dance, eh? You saw you can dance. Maybe some people are like, I like the way they dance. I also want to dance like them. You thought it is you who was making this choice. But it is God who saw you. It is Jesus who saw you and who chose you. Maybe if you were not a member of this fraternity, today you would be sick. We don't know. Maybe if you are not a member of this fraternity today, maybe you would be involved in an accident or you would have been dead long. We don't know. But it is the Lord who saw you and said, this one is worthy to become a member. This one is worthy for me to come into her heart. Just like Jesus saw Zacchaeus and decided to call him and to be a host in his house. Sometimes we get shocked when Father visits our homes, isn't it? You're like, your Father is visiting my home. Some priests don't even tell you that they are coming to your house this particular Sunday or whatever. Why? Because you know that sometimes you panic. When Father says, I'm coming to your house, you start to panic. You start looking for those cups that nobody normally uses. You know, those that you hide in a cupboard, I don't know, somewhere, that have dust and whatever. Before Father even comes, you have to clean them to make sure that Father, is welcome to well. So some priests don't even tell you that they are coming because you get shocked, that Father is coming. Sometimes you also get shocked when you hear that Father visited the house of so and so. Some of you do get shocked, This is how these people who were looking at Jesus were shocked to see him go to the house of a sinner, to go to the house of Zacchaeus. Now the Lord gave Zacchaeus an opportunity to focus or to live a focused life. This means Zacchaeus all his life was not focused at all. Even ourselves today, during this day of recollection, we are called to live a focused life. When we are called to live a focused life, it means all this time, all of you were not focused. It is easy for us as members to lose focus. It is easy, especially when you are a full member of the solidarity. It's easy for you to lose focus of why you are here. It's easy to forget that. It's easy to forget why you are here. You don't even want to learn anything because you are like, I've been here for I don't know how many years. Mewaka, whether you who are a full member, how long have you been a member of the society? 20 years. 20 years! 20 years Mewaka has been a member of this. 20 years! Yeah? Some of you are asking us, will I reach 20 years? I don't even know. May has been a member for 20 years. But there are some people when they've been a member, full members, for so long, they don't even take or make an effort to learn anything new. They're like, I've been here for so long. Why do I need to learn anything new? Why? I had an experience when I was a brother. I was in a particular parish, and Father asked me to tell Bontate Baba Seminarians to come for a workshop so that they can renew, themselves. Because the church is always changing, isn't it? Different things. That's why we have workshops now and again. So I went as a faithful messenger and I came and I told Bontate, Father Okupore on Saturday at 10 o'clock, you need to be in this parish so that I can lead a workshop about new things in the church. I have been a lay member, a lay person, a lay minister for so many years. I remember in 1996 when Father Mama Peck or aspirants. When you are an aspirant or aspirant, sometimes you make an effort to focus on what is important. You make sure that you learn everything, isn't it? You are making sure that you are learning all the rules, you are learning everything. Why? Because you are not yet a full member. But when you become a full member, you are like, you know what, I know everything now. Why do I need to work hard? Why do I need to learn new things? Because people now have to beg you to come to the sodality. People have to push you to pay what is due to the sodality. Because now you are no longer living a focused life. But when you were Mafikisol, when you were an aspirant, nobody was running after you. So it means at some point, when you are a full member, at some point, you lost your focus. Your focus is now on other things, instead of focusing on the things that concern the sodality. And you know, sometimes some people stop coming to sodality because of some members here who are not focused. Instead of focusing on things of the sodality that are important, you are focused on other people and their businesses. Leave other people alone, leave their business alone. Your business is to focus on why you are here, why you are a member of this sodality. Focus on that. Live a focused life. One priest was sharing a story saying that sometimes we tend to focus on things that are not important. We end up missing or having accidents in our lives because we are not focused. So he was saying that he was late for a meeting. He was rushing to a pastor's meeting, and because he was rushing, he got into the car, put his bag, and he was driving as he was rushing. As he was driving, he realized that in the car, there is a green fly. You know, when you have it in your house, you will try to get rid of it. Sometimes when you do it, it's like it has a mask on, I don't know, you know. It doesn't even feel the doom. So Farah says, as I was rushing, I see there is a green fly in the car. As I'm driving, I open the windows so that this fly can come up, go out, you know. But it is not going out. I don't know why it's in the car. Maybe there was a smell or what, I don't know. You know? So Father says he tried to get rid of this green fly, but the green fly was not going anywhere. So he said, I could have stopped driving and focused on this green fly to get rid of it, no? But if I did that, it means I might get involved in an accident. Because that's how simple people get involved in accidents. As you are driving, you just look down once, you look down. The next thing, you are dead. Boom, you are dead. You know? You just look down one time and you collide with another car. So Father says, I could have focused on this green fly, tried to get rid of it, but I could have been involved in an accident if I did that. He says, I could have stopped the car, opened the windows so that this green fly can come out. But I know if I did that, I was going to be a little bit late for the meeting. So Father, what did he do? He continued. Even though this green fly was there, Father continued to go ahead. So sometimes in our lives, in the sodality, there are some members who are not focused. There are some members who are even like this green fly. But involved, who disturb other members who are focused. They don't want them to get to the destination. And they try to disturb them. So sometimes this is us. We are not focused on the things that are important. This is what we need to do in our sodality. We need to focus. Focus on your journey as a member. Some people can be like this green fly. Do not pay attention to them. You are focused on other people, what they wear, and the nails that they have, and the heels. Don't focus on those things, but focus on why you are here. Keep moving forward. The things that break and cause fights in sodalities are things sometimes that we bring from strategy, you know. things that have nothing to do with the sodality. We find out there, and these things we take them from out there and we bring them in the sodality. And because we are not focused, some of us, we entertain those things that have nothing to do with the sodality. Focus. Today we are called to focus. Jesus, just like everybody else, there are deep things that you could see, at least with his eyes of faith. Firstly, this blind man could see that he could see himself, that he is in a desperate situation, he is in a desperate position. He could also see that Jesus had the power to do something about his situation. That is why when he heard that it is Jesus passing by, he cried out all the more. Zacchaeus, even though he wanted to see Jesus, he was just curious. He was just curious. He did not see his condition that in his life he needed Jesus. There are some people who come to church not because they want to form a relationship with God. There are some people who come to our sodality here. They persevere, not necessarily because they have a relationship with the Lord. Sometimes they come to accompany other people. They come here because that is why at the end of the day they do not persevere in the sodality. They are here for 1 year, 2 years, and then they put some out of us. It is because they are not here really to build and deepen their relationship with the Lord. They were here just to see what is happening in that sodality. You know, there are some people who also go to Ngome. You know Ngome. There are some people who go to Ngome not because they want to see or they believe in the miracles that happen in Ngome. They go to Ngome because they just want to see what is this. Because people are always talking about Ngome. They want to see what is this thing that people are always talking about when they say Ngome. They are just curious. Just like Zacchaeus, who was curious. Now Zacchaeus could not see Jesus because he was short. This means people looked down on him because he was a short man. But they also looked at him down because he was a traitor. But Zacchaeus in his life, he did not allow his shortness, his short height to stop him from seeing Jesus. He did not even allow other people to block him from seeing Jesus. There are many members in our sodality who are today discouraged because there are certain challenges that they face. For example, the challenge of sickness. You are sick, you are sick, yet you are a member of the sodality. Sometimes it is difficult for you to always come to the sodality because you are sick. Sometimes you are always at work, your work does not even allow you to be off, every week so that you can come to the sodality. You are never present, and sometimes you even feel like quitting because you are not always available. You don't always have the money because I can't about a charity also that it's income. So sometimes you don't have money, and that is a challenge. Or maybe you are going through a divorce, though you are a member of the society, or Mjolo, or Bonsa the Flames again. Just like Zacchaeus, these are the things which can stop you from seeing Jesus. These are the things that can stop you from coming to the sodality, because there are challenges. But today we are called to focus and not to allow these difficulties in our lives, these challenges, to stop us from seeing Jesus. What we need to learn from this man is that he did not relax in his situation that he was a short man. He said, I'm going to run for ahead so that I can make efforts to see Jesus. So even yourself in the sodality, in trying to live a focused life, do not relax and do not give up. So I would like us to break right here so that we can continue after some tea break, or I don't know, after some time, because there's supposed to be a break in between the talks.